Hello and welcome to Avenging Past 7. Today is day 156 of our free-to-play farming guide. And I had an idea in mind of what I was going to talk about. I did have an idea, my idea, I was thinking about it seconds ago. Then I pressed record and it went away. Oh, so the YouTube account won its Grand Arena Battle. My alt account won its Grand Arena Battle, which y'all got to see yesterday if you watched the video. They were pretty good battles. My defenses held really well on both accounts. It was awesome. I just had to use what little offensive characters I still had left to fight and get a few more banners than my opponent. And my main account also won. I mean, y'all saw how much of a struggle that account had. But it still won Grand Arena because the opponent did not attack. So that was awesome. That was an exciting evening to log back into all three of my accounts and see that all three won Grand Arena. And now all three accounts are facing off people that are twice their size. All of them, if not more than twice. So who knows how tomorrow will look for Grand Arena or tonight will look for Grand Arena. Who knows? So I am back on that struggle. I went to see Dungeons and Dragons last night. I enjoyed that movie. I saw some kind of post or something, someone talking about it afterwards, and someone kind of described it as like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and I would agree. It's full of, like the main cast of characters are, they all have a troubled past. But they all band together for a common goal and, win, save the day. Which, it felt like a Dungeons and Dragons story. It felt like, I haven't played a whole bunch of Dungeons and Dragons, but I've played it personally a few times. I've played Pathfinder a few times. I've watched some videos and, YouTubers, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And I already did this. And this movie felt like one of those stories. It felt like a story that they could sell in a book for you to play through. So I thought that was really cool. I thought it was really enjoyable and a lot of fun. It wasn't something that blew my mind or anything, but it was enjoyable. I was glad to have gone to see it. It's worth going to watch. But it does bring, again, it brings up another, I can't say complaint, well, yeah, kind of complaint I have, something that I don't like. And I know I live in a, I guess, metro area, big city area. And so there are a lot of, I'm sure that there are a lot of theaters nearby within driving distance, travel distance of me. But there's one that's close by that I go to for all my movies. And a few months ago, my wife and we purchased the Regal Unlimited Pass so we could go see movies basically for free, and see them as many times as we want. And so we've gone to see a ton of movies in the past 2-3 months, and it's been awesome. We've had a great time with it. But I have not been to see a movie in the past 3 months that had more than 3 other groups of people in the theater with me. Not once. And we've been going for the Thursday night release showing. Last night, we saw a 6:20 showing of Dungeons and Dragons. So on Thursday evening, of the release, the first showing, I think it was the first showing that the theater had yesterday. And the theater, there was only 2 other people in the theater with us at all. One person sat in our row, one person sat really close to the screen, which I never understood that. But they sat really close to the screen. And it ends up being that they were there to see the movie together. They were just sitting separately. So there was only 2 groups of people in the theater. Myself and my wife, and that other couple. On the first showing that this theater had of Dungeons and Dragons, there's only 4 people at the showing. And it saddens me. It does. It saddens me. Because I remember when The Force Awakens came out. Completely packed theater. Completely packed theater. I remember when Avengers came out. Not just our theater room, but I think that the theater had like 4 showings starting at the same time. And the theater building was packed. It used to be almost impossible for me to go see a movie and not have at least half the theater full of people. At least half. And now I go in, and who cares if I'm on my phone while I see the movie? Because there's no one in the theater. Who cares if I'm talking with the person I go see the movie with throughout the movie? There's no one in there to hear me. And it saddens me because going to see a movie is fun. It is the way that when directors create a movie, they design it for you to see it in the theater. They do. They film it in a way that will make it a good viewing for the theater. For it to be the best theater experience they can give you. That's how they design the movie when they film it. They don't design it to be viewed on your phone. They don't design it to, they design it in a way that it will work for, your TV, but when they're creating it for the intention of the theater. And it's becoming such a rare thing for people to even go to the theater to watch the movie. Now, these movies are still making a bunch of money, but I saw in an article that even Morbius made more money than Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, opening weekend. I think by now Shazam has beaten out Morbius, or, has made plenty of money. But I love going to see movies. I love watching movies. I love, seeing the special. It's why John Wick is my favorite movie. Is not just that it's a good movie, but seeing all of the effort and experience put into the movie. It's because I was telling, I was talking to a friend about it, and he was surprised that John Wick was one of my favorite movies. And I was telling him, it's the actors that they hire people that are willing to do to the majority of their own stunts. And he didn't understand why that mattered. And for the most part, nobody's going to look bad at Robert Downey Jr. for not doing his own stunts, or for Tom Holland for having a stuntman for the Spider-Man role. No one's going to think bad about them for that. I mean, there comes a point where, you know, like, just as an actor, you need to take care of your own safety and make sure, you know, let a professional do the stunts because they're a professional. But with the John Wick movies, they hire people that are willing to do majority of their own stunts, and that's impressive. You know, to see the effort that they put into place, that they do, the effort that they put in to make sure that this is the best movie they can make, that they're putting everything they have into this movie to make sure that it's, you know, a top-tier movie, directed by stuntmen, produced by stuntmen, and that they, you know, the actors themselves are willing to do their own stunts. That is impressive. And I think that it shows that a lot of other people view it that way as well, because those movies, four movies in, are still doing great, are still getting a lot of praise. But even when I went to see John Wick, it was an empty theater. I'm not going to win this. It was an empty theater. So please comment down below. I would love to hear, I'm curious to hear, what is your, do you still go to the theater to see movies? If you do, do you have a reason for why you still go to the theater? Or do you just wait for them to come to streaming? And what has been your experience with going to the theater recently? Are you still experiencing packed houses or half-full theaters? Or are you experiencing the empty theaters as well as me? So please comment down below, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts and all of that on there. Other than that, y'all have a great day, and may the Force be with you.